Okay,
Okay, thank
I
you very
recorded.
much. Okay,
I
happy
think you have
morning,
recorded.
everyone.
Happy
Happy
morning.
Happy
Happy
Okay,
morning.
Happy morning.
today
Happy
Happy
we
morning.
morning.
celebrate. Okay, today we celebrate the Independence Day, and I want to ask the simple question to you: what the meaning of independence in your opinion?
Freedom.
Freedom,
Freedom
Free.
and
Free.
of the occupation.
autonomization. Second is, do you have any other opinion about the meaning of independence?
Have your own money.
Have raw money. Okay.
Not
Okay.
related to anyone else.
Moving
Not
out.
unlike that anyone else. Okay. This meeting
Sovereign.
in okay. In next two 2 days, we will celebrate the Indonesia Independence Day. Who this meeting is have independence in Indonesia, and we will bring the our Independence Day aura in this meeting, and the meeting have a word of the day: sovereignty. Sovereignty. The sovereignty, it means the freedom to you all to choose to act based on your opinion and based on your knowledge. Okay, this the meeting of freedom is hopefully in next Independence Day. Our country is will be more our governor our country will be more successful, or our country is will be more apa ya, increases the wealth and anymore. Okay, before that, I want to remind all of us to our house rules. First, be present and be on time. You must arrive early and stay until end because your presence is matters. Second, rename yourself. If you guess, you can rename with G strip your name. Or if you Toastmaster, you can rename TM strip your name. And if you role taker, you can rename role strip your name. Third is support the meeting by you can if you not speak, or if you didn't deliver any speech, you can mute your microphone and turn on your camera, because your person is important to this club for caring and anymore, for keep it safe and kind. This in this meeting we can focus on in public speaking and anymore, but you don't you don't deliver the sensitive topic. For example, politics and religion. Let's keep the club is supportive space for everyone. And the last rule is more important. Have fun. We learn best when we are enjoying yourself. So we can smile and connect and speak your heart. And today we will have a special session is debate. You can deliver your opinion, pro and contra, and anymore. Okay, next slide. We, this is a founder of Toastmaster Club says Melody. This with is we learn best in moment of enjoyment. Okay, after the meeting, I want to pass the meeting to the club president, Toastmaster Sony. The screen is yours.
Thank you. Could you please still sharing the same screen, same slides, please?
Okay, sure. Wait a minute.
All
In
right. Happy morning, everyone.
Happy
Happy
morning.
morning.
every morning.
Happy morning.
Welcome to SG. Welcome to SGBD Toastmasters Club meeting. This is our wait. How many meetings we already have this term? Fifth or sixth? Yeah, I think sixth. 6 meeting.
6.
Correct. My name is Sonny, and I'm the club president of SGBD Toastmasters Club. Before we start, as usual, I would like to share what is SGBD Toastmasters Club. SGBD Toastmasters Club is a club that brings the vibes of supportive, connected, brave, and developing together since 6 April 2005. And we are the part of the bigger community that is, next please. That is Toastmasters International. Toastmasters International is a non-profit community of public speaking, communication, and leadership that has been established since 1924. It has been more than 100 years. Wow, that's old, and the existence of Toastmasters has spread around the world in more than 150 countries, 40,000 clubs, and more than 200,000 members. By joining Toastmasters, you will get instant access to the global network around the world. Next, please. As a Toastmasters Club, we have values and mission. Let us read together. Our club values are
Integrity, respect,
respect,
service,
and
excellence.
and excellence.
and our club mission is
We
Provide
provide
a supportive
positive
learning
learning
experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth.
Thank you. So to put it short, Toastmasters is your safe space to learn and grow, especially in public speaking, networking, and leadership. What you will get in Toastmasters? Next, please. In theory, there will be 3 areas that you will get. You will obviously learn about how to speak confidently and impactful. You will learn how to connect and learn from each other, and also give a constructive feedback to each other. So not only get to know each other, but it's more a deeper connection. And of course, you will get a chance to practice leading resiliently and purposeful in any situation, in any condition, and at any kind of event. But that's just the theory. Practically, next please. Practically, there are more things that you will get in Toastmasters. For example, time management, how you will learn speak within the time, active listening, even and project planning, handling online meetings like we have right now, content creation, you can make podcasts, blog, and anything else, and also handle the unexpected situations. Yeah, I think we're just talking about managing difficult audience. Yeah, that's the thing that you will learn in Toastmasters. Next, please. And I would like to warm welcome our visiting Toastmasters from Maranatha Toastmasters, the VPE of Maranatha Toastmasters, and also our third district champion of speech contest, Toastmaster Juniarti Ulfa. Welcome, and thank you for your willingness to help us tonight. Next, please. Yes, and we meet every Friday, and we just came back to our venue in Ministry of Primary and Secondary Education Library. We will meet in person at the first and last week of month. So make sure that in the first and last week, if you have time, you can come to the Ministry of Education to meet us. Otherwise, you can always join us online in all the other weeks via Zoom by the same link. So now, that's all my opening, and with the power faster than me, I'd like to open the meeting by saying, Happy morning!
Happy morning.
Happy morning!
Happy morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
All right, now, are you guys ready for the excitement tonight?
Yes.
Yeah, the
Yes, I'm ready.
All right. Now let me pass the baton to someone who will bring the whole excitement to the meeting tonight. our Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Ines. The screen is yours.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Sony. Happy morning, fellow Toastmaster, and welcome guests and also visitor Toastmaster.
Happy morning.
Happy morning,
Good
Toastmaster
morning.
Ines.
Morning.
If you're visiting us for the first time, welcome to a space where leaders are made. My name is Ines, and I'm thrilled to be your Toastmaster for this evening. Tonight, we gather under a theme that is simple yet profound: red, white, and united. Think about it. Red is the color of passion and courage. It takes courage to stand up here and speak. White is the color of clarity and new beginning, a blank page. Much like the one we start with when we craft a speech. And united, that is what we are. We are a community of individuals who come together, not to compete, but to support each other in finding our voices, our skills, and everything. So together, this color represent the spirit of strength, truth, and community. So to help us capture this spirit, we choose a powerful word of the day. The word is sovereign. As Toastmaster Naufal mentioned before, it means supreme power or authority. As you listen to the speeches tonight, think about how we are all sovereign over our own story. I challenge you to use this word in your table topics responses. And when you offer feedback, for example, I feel sovereign over my fears now. Or she delivered that speech with sovereign confidence. So please use this word whenever you are talking. Now to get our mind warm up, I want to ask you the day of the question that Toastmaster Naufal has mentioned. What does freedom or independence means to you in your everyday life? Anyone want to volunteer?
Excuse me, can you repeat the question?
What does freedom or independence mean to you in your everyday life?
Okay, I can volunteer. For
Sure.
me, freedom actually is free of being controlled and also free from being colonized in some country. That's what I could define about freedom.
Perfect. Free of being controlled. Thank you, guest Yost. Anyone else want to answer? Visiting Toastmaster Ali?
Hi, am I audible?
Afraid.
Sorry, can you please repeat?
Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. So based on the question, I feel like freedom means free from anything, free from fear, free to speak in front of the people, free to be the voice for those who cannot speak for their own, and anything related. I think that's all.
Great. So it's free to do anything that you like, especially free for speaking in front of everyone. It's very beautiful. Thank you for the answer. So before we begin our prepared speech, I'd like to introduce the team running our meeting tonight. Our timer, Toastmaster Faisal, are you there?
Hi, Toastmaster of the meeting. I'm here.
Perfect. So this is our timer who will keep us on schedule. Toastmaster Faisal, do you want to introduce yourself and let us know what is the rule for the timing?
Okay, sure thing. Thank you, Ines. So, happy morning, everyone.
Happy
Happy
morning.
morning, Faisal.
Happy morning.
Good morning.
Today,
Faisal.
today I'll be serving as a timer for tonight meeting. And my role is to keep track of the time for all speaker, either prepared speaker and also table topic speaker, to make sure they speak within the specific time frame. And during the speech, I will show green background when the speaker reach the minimum time. And I'll be, for example, for prepared speaker, I will show green background if the speaker already reached 5 minutes. And then when they are approaching to the maximum time, about the maximum time, I will change my background into yellow. And when their time is up, I will change my background into red. And at the end of the meeting, I will report the speaking times and whether the speaker eligible to be voted because their speech is under specific time frame. And for the table topic speaker, they have 1 minute to speak during their opportunities. And when they have reached the 1 minute session, I will stop the speaker to let them know that they are already running out of time. So overall, I'll be watching everyone time during their speech. So good luck to all speaker and enjoy your speech on tonight's session. Thank you. Back to you, Toastmaster of Meeting, Ines.
Thank you, Toastmaster Faisal. Then we have our ballot counter, who will be led by Toastmaster Rania. Toastmaster Rania, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
You want to introduce yourself?
Yes, happy morning, everyone.
Happy morning.
As the ballot counter, my role is to collect your votes for tonight's best prepared speaker, best table topic speaker, and best evaluator. When the time for the voting has come, I will send the link in the chat box so you can cast your votes. That is all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rania. And now, to kick off the educational portion of our evening, I'm proud to call our first speaker, Toastmaster Kafa, who will give a speech about educationalization. And the speech title is Two Sides of the Same Coin. Two Sides of the Same Coin, Toastmaster Kafa. The screen is yours.
Thank you, Madam Tom. Fellow members, and especially our newest members in the room. When most people look at a Toastmasters agenda, they see a checklist of tasks. Timer, grammarian, Tom, welcoming ambassador. It's easy to treat these roles like course we sign up just to check off our educational path requirements. But tonight, I want to reframe how we look at meeting roles. Roles are not administrative chores. They are skill amplifiers. The entire stage is your sandbox, and tonight is about how infusing creativity into any role brings a breath of fresh air to mundane tasks and makes you completely unforgettable. Picture this. A few months ago, I was attending a large district conference. Imagine an enormous, classy hall filled with seasoned speakers, district leaders, and people with far more experience than me. be completely honest with you, I felt out of place. I didn't know who to talk to. I was genuinely tempted to sit down in the corner and enjoy the catering while everyone else was networking. Suddenly, a Toastmasters I had never met walked right up to me across the crowded floor, looked at me in the eye and said, "Oh, you're Kappa, right? I remember your session as the Tom on our online meeting. The way you made the ship horn at the end of your session, it was memorable." Hearing those words didn't just spark a great conversation between us. It triggered a question in my head. Was I really that memorable? Before we answer that, let's jump back 10 months earlier. The first time I walked into a Toastmasters club, I felt completely lost, unsure where to sit, who to approach, or whether I even belong there. All these Toastmasters acronym and roles sounded like language from a sovereign nation. If you are a newer members here tonight, do you ever feel the same exact way? When you start out, you don't just jump straight into the deep end. You start with what I call starter quests. These quick fire tracking roles are your initial repetition in the gym of public speaking. The first timer. People think timing is just clicking a stopwatch. In reality, being a timer teaches you time awareness and how you read the pacing of an entire room. A vital skill for any presenter or business meeting leader. Grammarian. This role tunes your ear to active listening and elevate vocabulary by observing how others use language. You start refining your own word choices. An counter. Tracking filler words like right, like, builds self-awareness. You correct them in others so that you can quietly cut them in half in your own speeches. These three roles are fantastic starting points. But tonight, I want to talk about two specific roles that do something much bigger. Roles that fundamentally transform your personal presence. These two roles are Toastmasters of the meeting and Welcoming Ambassador. They represent two sides of the same coin. Upfront presence and ground presence. On one side, Tom controls the stage. As the Toastmaster of the meeting, you lead from the front, command the room from the podium, and build public authority. On the other side, Welcoming Ambassador controls the room. You command the floor before the meeting even starts. You break the ice one-on-one. Build interpersonal charm and genuine rapport. One builds your confidence, one builds confidence under the spotlight, the other builds your connection off the spotlight. Together, they make a complete communicator. Let's look at the first spotlight, Tom. Why is Tom so powerful? Because running the agenda puts you in the front of every guest, every member, every evaluator for the entire duration of the meeting. It builds public presence and the stage confidence. You practice handling smooth transition, unexpected delays. And second, it establishes authority in the room. When you hold the lectern, you dictate the energy of the room. And the last is it makes you the face people remember. Remember my opening story? The stranger at the district event didn't remember me because of a 5-minute speech. And honestly, they didn't remember me just because my name was there. They remembered me because how I showed up, and I took standard meeting role and decided to play with it, turning a routine agenda into an experience. If you want people across your club and district to remember who you are, stop just performing your role. Start experimenting with it. And if you are wondering how you can actually turn a basic role meeting into something unforgettable, I'm going to show you the secret in my conclusion. So sit back. And welcoming ambassador, let's flip the coin. In many clubs, people treat welcoming ambassador like door duty. Nobody wants to pick it because they think it's just standing at the entrance. Let me reframe that for you. Welcoming ambassador isn't door duty. It's VIP access. You speak to every guest first. Before anyone in the room. Wait, can I have a question? Is the time for this 7 to 10 minutes or 5 to 7?
5 to 7, Toastmaster Kava.
5 to 7. Oh my god, I'm very wrong.
No worries.
Okay. Let's jump to the last then. Why this is important is because the habits you built in this room don't stay in the room. They follow you out of the door to your career life. It starts in the club, district event, and any room. If you can master your club, you can master any room because you practice it every single week. Now, here's the challenge. Especially to our new members, pick up a role for next meeting and put your own spark into it. Don't just sign up for Tom and read the agenda. Give it spark. Role play as a pilot, a late night talk show, or captain at the ship. As a
I'm
group.
sorry, Toastmaster Kava.
Yeah.
You are already exceeded
Okay.
1 minute.
Okay. I'll end up then. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Kava. You remind me how to be a Toastmaster of a meeting. I need to give my spark here. Oh my God, it's a very hard thing to do. All right, let's move to our next prepared speech, Toastmaster Andika, that will be introduced by our evaluator, Toastmaster Donna. Toastmaster Donna, the screen is yours.
Thank you to our Toastmaster of the meeting. Happy morning, everyone.
Happy morning.
My name is Donna, and I am here to evaluate our very wonderful Toastmaster Andika, who will be speaking for not 5, not 7, but 20 minutes. He will be delivering his Prepare to Speak Professionally project. So the purpose of this project is for Toastmaster Andika to practice developing and presenting a longer speech. It could be keynote style, humorous, informational, or any style that he prefers. So let us hear what he has to say with the very intriguing speech title, Unfinished. Unfinished, Toastmaster Andika. Screen is yours.
At my current age now, let's say 30 plus, no, 40 plus, I could lead regional initiatives across Asia, consisting of multiple countries. I could walk into a room full of leaders, challenge an idea, and influence a decision. I could even say, come on, let's align. And people would nod as if I had something meaningful to say. I had sovereignty in rooms like that because I knew who I was. Now, there one afternoon, I stood beside a road with shopping bags in both hands, trying to get home. I waved and a taxi stopped. I was relieved because it was in the middle of the evening. I opened the trunk, I loaded the shopping bags inside, closed it, and climbed into the back seat. The difficult part, I thought, was over. Now I open Google Maps and show it to the driver, my destination. He looked at the screen and then he stared at me, then back at the screen. Chinese map, Chinese map. I'm sorry, I don't have Chinese map. I just have this, the English one. Can you just get me here? And he stared at me now. He looked irritated. No, Chinese map. I said, I don't have it. And he said 2 words. I didn't believe that. Get out. I thought I misunderstood, so I stayed there. And he raised his volume. Get out. So I got out of the car. I walked and opened the trunk, get all my shopping bag. And I opened the trunk and watched the taxi drive away. I was angry. But what more important was, I felt ashamed. Because I was thinking, if I could speak proper Chinese, this would not have happened. That night, my sense of sovereignty suddenly disappeared with a language I couldn't speak. Then I decided to learn Chinese. When I began learning Chinese, I thought I knew that would be difficult. The tones, the grammar, the vocabulary, the expression. So for those of you who are not familiar, actually Chinese has a special ability to make people question their intelligence. But I realized none of them was the hardest part. The hardest part was hearing myself sound bad. I kept comparing when I spoke English and when I spoke Mandarin or Chinese. In English, I'm fluent. But in Chinese, I suck. And I kept thinking about the comparison with work. At work, I explained complex ideas and people understood. But in Chinese class, one time, I needed 3 opportunities or 3 attempts to say the word go. Not leadership, not complex ideas, just simple word go in Chinese. So I felt like every lesson in Chinese exposed the distance between the person I was being and the person sitting in that classroom. At work, I was capable, but in Chinese, I was unfinished. And to be frank, I didn't want anyone else to see that I was unfinished. In my Beijing trip, I wanted to order breakfast, the a la carte menu, not the buffet. So I spoke to the hotel restaurant staff using my limited edition of Chinese. By the way, limited edition means limited number of words that I know. Equipped with a strong ammunition, online translator. I tried to engage conversation with her, but it didn't work as planned. I didn't understand her, and neither did she. At one point, she lost her patience, and again, she raised her volume. And that was the time when I felt foolish. In my mind, if I could speak proper Chinese, this wouldn't have happened. I failed. I kept silent. And in that silence, I wasn't embarrassed like a student. I was embarrassed like an adult. A student might think, oh, I got it wrong. But an adult thinks, I should be past this. I'm not 17 anymore. I should be past struggling. I'm experienced. I should pass confusion. I learned a lot. I should pass looking foolish. I should pass needing help. But past what? Past learning? Past mistakes? Past being human? That important question rose. At what age did I decide that I no longer allowed to be unfinished? When I first moved to Hong Kong, I told myself that I was adapting well. Professionally, everything looked fine. I have a good job, a larger scope of role, clear meetings, I met the deadlines, I met the targets. So on paper, I was succeeding. But I would like to tell you the other side of my life. I would join my colleagues for lunch. The conversation started in English, and naturally, because they're speaking their local language, it could drift to Chinese. So when someone threw a joke, everyone would laugh. I would laugh too, but forcefully. And then there was another joke, because I wasn't always sure what we were laughing about. I was just being empathetic. And then sometimes someone in the group will turn to me and say, oh, Andika, we're just talking about this. And then summarize the 5 minutes conversation into one sentence. I would smile. Oh, okay, I got it. But actually I didn't. Not really, not even one thing. And yet I never said that I didn't get it. Instead, I nodded and smiled, tried to fill in the blanks, and I pretended I understood more than I did. At first, it seemed harmless. But after a while, I noticed something strange. Every time I pretended to understand, I learned nothing. Every time I protected the image of being capable of understanding Chinese, I remained exactly where I was, nowhere. Because learning begins with 3 uncomfortable words. I don't understand. Until one evening, I found myself reflecting on something uncomfortable. Why was it so difficult to say, I don't understand? Why did admitting that I didn't understand feel dangerous? And then I realized this was never really about language. The new language would just mirror. So the real struggle was my relationship with being unfinished. Somewhere along the way, I had started believing that competent adults should already know, already understand, already capable, already be finished. So whenever I meet something unfamiliar, I automatically, instinctively try to hide the evidence. It wasn't because I was learning too slowly, but because I didn't want anyone to see I was still learning, because I have reputation to cover. And that's when I started to see how much energy to spend in protecting an image. I might call it confidence. I might call it experience. I might call it professionalism. But it was something else. It was fear. The fear of being seen unfinished. And for the first time, I began to wonder whether what I had always called sovereignty was actually something else. Because it appears that being capable is required, if capable required this much effort, well, I'll always be free. Toastmaster of the meeting, fellow Toastmaster and guests. Nobody had ever announced, Andika, congratulations, you're now an adult. Please make all future mistakes privately. Nobody had told me I was too experienced to struggle yet. Somewhere along the way, skill had stopped being something I owned. Skill had become something I had to prove. And when you must appear competent all the time, let me tell you, learning can become so dangerous. Why? Because learning leaves evidence and trail. Evidence that you don't know. Evidence that you need help. Evidence that you are still becoming. And I started seeing this pattern every path in my life. For those of you, remind yourself on your first pathway into Toastmasters, or even the first speeches. I remembered mine. When I watched the videos of world public speaking champions, I found a pattern. They not only inspire people, but they also embed humor in their speech. Oh, this is the key to my successful speech. So I decided to insert humors in my early speeches. And guess what? All of them failed successfully. No one was laughing. I felt like I was in the forest because crickets were everywhere. I felt embarrassed. Can you imagine? I was a trainer. I did public speaking all the time. And I was funny, at least I thought so, in my office. But here, nobody laughed at my joke. Then I quit to include my humor in the next speeches for a long period of time, because I felt that the embarrassment was brutal. It really got into me. So for years, I had confused control with sovereignty. I thought strength meant never appearing lost. My ego didn't sound arrogant. In fact, it sounded reasonable. It's okay, Andika, you're too busy. This isn't practical. Just learn privately. Speak whenever you're ready. Throw humor when you think that it is funny. But beneath every excuses, there was always the same instruction. Andika, do not let anyone see you struggle. You have to protect your image, protect your reputation, protect the person people already respect in you. But what happens when protecting the person we have become actually prevents us from meeting the better person we could become? So towards the end of my Beijing trip, I engaged conversation with a taxi driver. He asked me a question in Chinese. I understood 1 or 2 words. I thought this is enough. So I answered confidently, wrongly, completely wrongly. He smirked and he left. When he laughed, actually, the heat started rushing into my face. And immediately I began to defend myself. Oh, I was thinking of another word. Oh, my pronunciation is usually better. My fellow Toastmaster, adults love explaining their mistakes. Don't you agree? We behave as if a courtroom has suddenly opened and our intelligence is suddenly on trial. But before, I defended myself at that time. So I stopped, I paused, and I thought, what if nothing needs to be defended? What if a mistake is only a mistake? What if being unfinished is okay? So I laughed at the driver too. Then I looked at the driver and humbly say, please ask me again. And he asked again slowly. I answer again. But to be honest with you, it was still imperfect. Way from perfect. It was still awkward with the tones, the missing tones. It's still unfinished. But I felt a little bit better. That moment mattered. Not because I got it right. I didn't. It mattered because I stayed. I didn't escape into an explanation. I didn't run back to the safety of looking capable. I stayed in that discomfort long enough to learn. And I felt that is the true sovereignty. It wasn't about controlling how others saw me, but refusing to let their reaction decide whether I would continue. As children, we fall, we forget, we ask obvious questions, we don't care if we sound stupid, and we keep trying again. Because I remember when I learned to ride a bicycle, nobody expected me to be a good BMX driver. I fell, everyone laughed, and I'm okay. Then I climbed back on. Imagine if adults learn cycling the way adults learn new skills today. We will fall once, we go home, we update our LinkedIn and announce that cycling wasn't actually aligned to my strategic priorities. No one actually expects a child to be finished. But then somewhere in adulthood, we stop believing our job to grow. We start believing that our job is to protect what we have already become. We spend the first half of our life becoming, and we risk spending of the rest of the life pretending that we are finished. But life actually never asked us to be finished. So several months later, in one Chinese class, our teacher asked us to describe our vacation. In my explanation, I forgot a word. Of course I did. My brain enjoys drama. But this time, I didn't freeze. I paused. I searched. And I asked for help. And the most importantly, I began again. I had made a different kind of progress. I could be seen trying. So fellow Toastmaster and guests, today my Chinese is still imperfect. My tones still wander everywhere. But now when I forget a word, I mispronounce a tone, I return to one question. At what age did I decide that I was no longer allowed to be unfinished? Truthfully, sometimes I still see that man standing on the pavement with arms full of shopping bags, watching a taxi disappear, convinced that the problem was actually the language ability. So I wish I could went back to him. I would not give him a dictionary or try to teach him a single word of Chinese. I just pat him in the back and tell him, this isn't a verdict. This is an invitation to stop protecting the person you have become and scoot a bit, make room for the person you haven't met yet. And perhaps tonight, the only one question worth taking home: at what age did you decide you were no longer allowed to be unfinished? Toastmaster of the meeting.
Wow. Oh my God, I cannot say anything about this. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Andika. Protecting image, reputation. Yeah, well, we all do that as a human because we want to protect our self. But then you teach us how to be humble, how to be unfinished, to make a mistake, and it's okay. It's okay to sound stupid and to just try again, believing to our growth. It's very beautiful. Thank you so much for the insight today. Let's move to our second prepared speech, Toastmaster Tegar, that will be introduced by visiting Toastmaster Uni. Visiting Toastmaster Uni, the screen is yours.
It is an honor for me to evaluate Toastmasters Muhammad Tegar Pradana today, since he is delivering his level 2 project 1, part of his pathway visionary communication in the project of understanding your leadership style. The purpose of this project is for Toastmasters Tegar to identify his primary leadership style and for him to share some aspect of his leadership style. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm pretty sure that you are just like me, having curiosity of what kind of leadership style does Toastmasters Tegar has. Is it a sovereign leader? Let's see and hear in his 5 to 7 minute speech. Muhammad Tegar Pradana, Toastmasters Muhammad Tegar Pradana. I don't need a title. I don't need a title. Toastmasters Muhammad Tegar Pradana. Screen is yours.
When I was younger, whenever I heard the word leader, I had the very simple picture in my mind. In my mind, a leader was someone who had the highest position in the room, someone giving orders, someone everyone had to respect. But then something changed. My perspective changed when I working at the hotel. I met too many incredible people who changed the way I look at leadership. I saw and learned of people who didn't just tell others what to do. They taught, they listened, they corrected, they encouraged. And I get too many advice and I apply it in my daily life. And that is become even more interesting when I discovered my own leadership style. As part of understanding my leadership style, I took a leadership assessment. And I was a little bit surprised by the result. My highest scores were coaching and innovative leadership. For the first time, I was really like, oh, yeah, maybe it's true. And when I thought about it, I started remembering some experiences from work. And I also started thinking a leader who demonstrates similar characteristics. One person who came to my mind was the co-founder of Gojek. Can you guys know who is he? Anyone? the co-founder of Gojek?
Nadim.
Former
Nadiem
minister.
Makarim.
Yeah, exactly. Nadiem Makarim is the first person who came into my mind. When we talk about innovation, Gojek is a great example. Gojek started as a ride-hailing company, but it developed into a platform offering transportation, food delivery, logistics, and other services. Nadiem also emphasized that the engine of innovation is a Gojek team, their creativity and hard work. And for me, that is interesting because innovation is not about having a brilliant idea. It is about creating an environment where people can contribute their ideas and try and learn something. And that connects very closely with what I discovered about myself. Coaching people to become better and encourage them to try new things. But I didn't really understand what that meant until I experienced it myself. Let's take a picture. I'm not a manager. I'm not a supervisor. I am daily worker. Every year, new trainer from vocational high school do an internship at our hotel. Technically, supervisors should train them at first. But oftenly, we, the daily workers, become the bridge for these kids entering the real world of hospitality. Let me tell you one trainer. Let's call him Budi. Budi was difficult. Budi was a challenge. He was stubborn and hard to manage. My other colleagues had completely given up on him. There were many moments that I wanted to hit his head with a mop stick, but it never happened. And there's one moment with Budi that I will never forget. We were cleaning or shampooing a carpet corridor. I was controlling the machine while Budi was watching. Then he said, "Can I try it?" And I said, "Sure, why not? But be careful. There were walls and guest room doors both on side. And this machine hard to control for someone who using it for the first time. So use it wisely." And then you know what he said? "I know it. You can trust me." And at first, it went smoothly. And then suddenly, when he using it, he lost control and crashed the machine into that guest room doors. I was shocked. What should I do? And then I told him, "That's okay. Don't worry. I'll handle it." Instead of telling him to stop using that machine, I tell him, "Just try it again. Don't worry. I'm responsible." That's what responsibility means to me. I didn't need a title to help someone grow. I just need to be willing to guide someone. And I also see in Toastmasters many amazing members, current executive and past executive that I admire today were once beginners. And maybe Budi was making mistakes, but he was also learning. I always taught him 3 core principles. Number 1 is attitude. Number 2 is honesty. And number 3, always be hungry for knowledge. With these 3 core principles you apply for work will make you different in the future. So, leadership is not always having like a boss. Like he always felt like he is boss. He deserved to be respected. I used to think like that. But sometimes a leadership stands beside them. Sometimes a leader works behind them, and sometimes a leader just push a little and says, "Go, try it. You can do this." So whenever you see Budi in your life or in your workplace, someone stubborn but willing to learn, don't give up on them. Be their bridge and coach them. Because true leadership is not being the highest person, but it's about how many people you lift up along with you. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Tegar. Being a leader is very hard indeed. But then you remind us like it's okay to be hungry with knowledge. And to be a good leader, we need to coach people to become better. Stands beside them, works behind them, and push them a little bit to try again and again. Easy to say, but I know it's very hard. It's very hard to do as a leader. Thank you so much for the insight today. Let's move to our next prepared speech, Toastmaster Leonie, that will be introduced by Toastmaster Sonny as the evaluator. Toastmaster Sonny, the screen is yours.
Thank you, Madam Tom. Happy morning, everyone.
Happy morning.
Happy morning.
Happy morning.
I'm back again, now taking the different role as the evaluator of someone who has the sovereign of SGBD before me. There's no other than our immediate past president, Toastmaster Leonie. Tonight, Toastmaster Leonie will deliver her second speech in the new pathway. Wow, what's the how fast Toastmaster Leonie finished one pathway? Now, she is embarking the journey on the persuasive influence, taking the new project, writing a speech with purpose. In this speech, Toastmaster Leonie will present a well-organized and delivered speech and learn how to create a speech with purpose. It can be humorous, informational, or any style. Now, without further ado, please welcome Toastmaster Leonie Octavia, 3 Types of Heartbreak. 3 Types of Heartbreak. Toastmaster Leonie Octavia.
Yes, today we're going to talk about heartbreak. And, because we're celebrating Independence Day, I was actually tempted to add 4th type of heartbreak, a heartbreak that caused by our government. But let's put that aside for another speech. Because today I'm just going to tell you about 3 types of heartbreak. And if you feel that you've ever had this kind of heartbreak, please send emojis, okay? So the first one, it happened in my 20s. I met this guy. We had so much in common that made us talk for hours. And I thought, this is it. The universe has finally done its job. And long story short, we got together and he became my default person. We shared our insecurities, family stories, hopes, fears, and everyday lives. Until ego clashes, misunderstandings, fallen expectations. Suddenly, the person who once felt like home now felt like someone I couldn't reach anymore. And eventually, we broke up. So that is the first type of heartbreak. Anyone had this kind of heartbreak? Let's move on to the second type of heartbreak.
It is friendship heartbreak. I met this girl in junior high school. She was like a ray of sunshine. And you know me, I'm basically a sunflower. So we connected instantly. We shared jokes that needed no explanation, secrets that were completely mundane and absurd. And even after going to different schools, we stayed in touch. I thought we'd be BFF, best friends forever, until she got married, moved to another city. Life got busier. Our conversation became less frequent, and then suddenly stopped. Slowly but sure, our friendships are like a ship that drifted apart. And you know what hurts about friendship breakup? There is no fight, no betrayal, no dramatic ending. You just woke up one day and you realize that someone who once knew everything about you and you know everything about them has become stranger. That's the second type of heartbreak. If you had experienced this, send emojis. Now, the third type of heartbreak. This is the most painful one. When I was 4 years old, I had to live with my grandmother. It was because my family's financial situation. About my grandmother, she wasn't someone who said, "I love you," with words. She showed it through everything she did. She made sure I ate that vegetables. She made sure that I sleep on time. And even that there was this one moment where our family condition are so bad financially, she had to sold her jewelries just so that I could go to school. But with my grandmother, no matter what I did, she was always proud of me. She was my home. So when she passed away in 2016, my heart broke in a way I had never experienced before. Because unlike the other two heartbreaks, this one, there was no relationship to repair. There was no distance to overcome. There was no possibility of getting that person back. This kind of heartbreak, it stays with you forever. Now, the thing about heartbreak, we are all going to experience it. Maybe we're going to experience a romantic heartbreak. Maybe we're going to experience losing a friendship or losing someone we love because of death. And many other kinds of heartbreak. And there were times when I just want to protect my heart so it won't get broke anymore. But here's the thing. I've realized something through all of those experiences. Our hearts are not meant to be kept inside a box, protected from anything that might hurt them. Because if we try to protect our hearts from heartbreak, we also protect them from connection, joy, friendship, and love. So maybe life is not about being sovereign over what we choose to do with a broken heart. Because sometimes heartache, it's just a proof that we have loved and been loved so very deeply. Back to you, Toastmaster of the meeting.
I can feel your heartbreak, Toastmaster Leonie. And I believe everyone feels that too. Well, thank you so much for sharing and to give an insight about that. We need to still open our heart, because if we don't dare to have a heartbreak, then we cannot laugh, and love is just so beautiful to experience. Okay, let's go to our next session. Not next session, like I want to call our timer, Toastmaster Faisal, to give a report.
I was still on mute. So congrats to all speaker for manage to finish their speech. Let's give them a round of applause for make it tonight. So I would like to report the timer that I have conducted to all speaker tonight. For Toastmaster Kava, unfortunately, despite of your great speech, you are over time out of the limit 7 minutes 30 seconds speech. So unfortunately, you are ineligible to be voted. And for Toastmaster Andika, you spoke for 21 minutes and 43 seconds, and you are eligible to be voted. And next, Toastmaster Tegar, you spoke for 7 minutes and 20 seconds. You are eligible to be voted. And last but not least, Toastmaster Leonie, you spoke for 7 minutes and 1 second, and you are eligible to be voted. So that's all my report for tonight. Prepared speaker. Back to you, Toastmaster of meeting, Toastmaster Ines.
Thank you, Toastmaster Faisal, for the report. And I would like to call our ballot counter, Toastmaster Rania.
All right, so now's the time for you to pick your favorite prepared speaker. So please click on the link I've sent in the chat box, and back to you, Toastmaster of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rania. While waiting for the vote, I would like to ask our question of the day. I will repeat the question. What does freedom or independence means to you in your everyday life? Anyone wants to answer? Toastmaster Novel?
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Ines, for this opportunity. In the freedom, in my opinion, is have unlimited money, so we can pay anything, and we can build, for example, the organization and anymore, and we can deal with all the rest, all of the aspect in our life. Here, this freedom for me is unlimited for money, and we can authorize all thing of all aspect in my life.
Thank you,
Okay, thank you.
Toastmaster Novel. So still you can do anything from all aspect in your life, and also the freedom of money. Freedom of money is very important. I want it as well. Okay, let's go to our next session. It is table topic session. This is the impromptu speaking portion of our session, and This is where we test our ability to think on our feet. So I encourage everyone, members, guests alike, to step up and take a shot. And remember our word of the day, sovereign. Now I will give the screen to Toastmaster Dede as our table topic master. Toastmaster Dede, the screen is yours.
Good morning, fellow Toastmaster. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ines, as our Toastmaster of the meeting. And today, we celebrate the anniversary of Independence Days of Indonesia. But since we are part of Indonesia and we part of the people here, so we want to invite you guys to involve the celebration become the independence. And in the table topic master, usually we will have one person and answer the question and that's it. And in this term, it's kind of different. So let me share you my PowerPoints and I will share you the detail for the session. Wait a minute. Share. Is it visible to everyone?
Yes, I can see that clearly.
Oh, thank you so much,
I can see this.
Thank you so much. In this table topic, we will have the battle. So I will put 2 persons to join in every session, and both of you have the opposite. One person will be agree with the statement, and then another person will be disagree. But it's not stop on that one, but each member should be counter of the opinion of your counterpart. So let's share the detail here. About the table topic, the speaker one will give the idea about the question that I will share, and the duration itself 1 minute 30 seconds. And after that, speaker B need to counter the idea of the speaker A around maximum 1 minute. And after that, you need to make another opinion about that question. And after that, the speaker one will counter again the idea of the speaker B. So it's like simultaneous of the speeches, and then our timer will focus on to make a time as the collected. So the timer in this one session, it will be until 5 minutes 30 seconds. So if you guys, the time length more than 5 minutes 30 seconds, both of you is not eligible. In the session, you are the counterpart, but as a session, you are the team. Is everything clear to everyone? Please thumbs up if you understand. Okay. And in this table topic, it's not only for the member. If you are visiting Toastmaster and guests, I encourage you to join. Okay, so this is the sample. If I share you the question, what is the most important thing Indonesia need for 10 years? If the speaker A mentioned about the education, as the speaker B, you need to counter that education is not really important. You need to give the reason, and then you choose another idea. For example, I think the food is really important than education, and then you need to counterpart on that one. So in this part, I will have 3 sessions. And for the first round, I will ask our I saw Toastmaster Taufik understand and thumbs up. So I will pick up Toastmaster Taufik. And if I'm not mistaken, so I heard Toastmaster Ali. Is that Toastmaster Ali here?
Yes, I am here.
Yes, I think both of you is just a team right now. So I want to choose who is the speaker one is Toastmaster Taufik. Speaker two is Toastmaster Ali. Understood? Okay. The first question I will choose for you is okay. The number one. Toastmaster Faisal, please set a timer as the 5 minutes after Toastmaster Taufik's speech. Okay? The question is, should young Indonesia be encouraged to work abroad? Toastmaster Taufik, you agree with this statement, but Toastmaster Ali, you should be said no. Okay? 1 until 5 minutes. Both of you, please share your idea and battle in this speech.
I would like to open my statement by asking you, all of you, are you doubt about what happened to Indonesia in maybe within a decade or 10 years? And as a youth, it is very important for all of us to make sure that we use our productivity for something, either for ourselves or perhaps to our country. And I believe we all have a lot of people here, but unfortunately, we have a gap, which means that we need to find something to make sure that people or the young generations have an opportunity to use their productivity, to use their time and energy to go somewhere else. And I think working abroad is something that we can do, and I support the notion. And why it is important, not only we can fill the gap, but also those people, the diaspora, can also support the economy for Indonesia. And not only that, it can also give people from Indonesia who live here an opportunity to get some motivation and also to get some transfer knowledge coming from the country that has an advanced technology or perhaps has a more opportunity there, so that those people perhaps after 10 years surfing in another country, they can back to our country and bring back all the technology that we have. So all in all, I support the notion because it can support the young generation to make sure their time and productivity is used efficiently, and also to bring the prosperity coming from other country to Indonesia within.
Taufik, you already exceeded.
Yes, thank you. I think that's all for me.
Okay, I think it's really my time. Thank you, Toastmaster Taufik. That's such a brilliant argument. However, I am still on the opposite of your side. I would say I disagree with this statement that as a young Indonesian, you should search for or look for the job abroad. I believe it is very important for us to look around us, the way we live, and also it's really important for me and also for us as a young generation to see that still Indonesia really need us, really need our power as a youth, really need our voice. Then if we all go abroad, live abroad, go to work abroad, then what about Indonesia? What about young children in Indonesia? Who teach them? Who wants to teach them? Who wants to become the best example for them? So I think I would disagree with this statement, with your statement, Toastmaster Taufik. I believe when we are really concerned about our country, we need to be able to rebuild it. We need to be able to inspire other people surround us with our own local ideas. We need to, yes, I'm sure we need to think locally. And of course, I believe nowadays, I know like my friends also going abroad a lot, but then based on my experience, I've had a lot of opportunity to teach young people in Indonesia, for example, in 2 different schools in my region. And I believe they really need us. It is our time for us to not looking for something very fancy, working abroad, etc., but it is really our time to use our capability to support them to be able to be the next future leader of Indonesia. I know, like the preparation to going abroad, working abroad is just kind of like buzzword, I'd say. It feels like it's only for them who can be able to buy the ticket, the flight or the accommodations, etc. So what about those who didn't even have that opportunity to register themselves to be able to work abroad? So we need to think about that. And I think we need to look also the root of the problem. Okay, I think my
Sir
time.
Ali, yep, you're already running out of time. Maybe next to Toastmaster Taufik to counter back the
All right.
opinion from Toastmaster Ali.
Okay. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Ali. I'm really excited about your answers. Is that we need to build our country, right? Coming from Indonesians, and you mentioned that it is not right for all of us to move out. But the thing is, it is really important to notice that we don't have the ecosystem. When we don't have the ecosystem, which means we need to find the gap and also to fill out the gap. I'm not saying that all Indonesians need to move to work abroad, no, but we need to make sure that some part of it move there and also learn something there and come back to Indonesia to build the country. And as we make some kind of like sustainability in terms of the young generations, and I think it's going to be help us a lot. One of the example is actually, I think, coming from our neighbor country, Philippines. As we know that they have a lot of diaspora, mainly focusing on nursery. So I think we can like pick one of them, like one of the thing that we can give support to others country and also bring back maybe the money to build the ecosystem and also to bring back some of the people. And of course, while we're sending people out, we need to make sure that we create some kind of system in our country coming from the government to make sure that we emphasize meritocracy and also the power of education to make sure everyone is well accepted and also get support from the country.
Thank you, Toastmaster Taufik. Your time is up.
Okay, thank you so much, Toastmaster Taufik and Toastmaster Ali. I think both of you is like professionally young debaters. I cannot choose one best of you because I want to be nationalism, but I think the big opportunity is still in outside. But I still want to keep in Indonesia. So I think it's depend on you guys who will stay in Indonesia or looking for the new opportunity in outside. Thank you. And I want to encourage you guys to be mindful with the time before, the ring is hit. You need to close up your statement. I think it's so enjoyable, but I think part of you not eligible in the time, but it's okay. And for the next, I will call. I saw Toastmaster Afif. Toastmaster Afif, wanna join in the part 2?
Yes, please, Toastmaster Dede.
Okay. And then the next, I will try to ask I saw the DTM Yusuf. So DTM Yusuf, are you want to join in the second round?
Yes, please.
Okay. I cannot wait. What kind of the idea that you want to share here? So for the next round, I will choose the team for you guys. And the question is, it's like Gen Z versus the another generation. The question is Indonesia more united today than 20 years ago? But in this time, I will change the idea. So I will make Toastmaster DTM Yusuf will say that yes, that Indonesia will be united than to 20 years ago, and Toastmaster Afif will said no. And for this speech, it will be started by DTM Yusuf. DTM Yusuf, once you're ready, please open your microphone.
Thank you very much. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Is Indonesia more united than 20 years ago? That's the statement. And I am definitely said yes. Why yes, ladies and gentlemen? 20 years ago, Indonesia was just a baby from the colonization. We are separated from one part of the other, and each of the part want to have freedom. And at that time, there are so many difficulties in making all united together. Although the government strike hard to make it together, it's still, they have got the feeling that it's better if we are independent. Because we can make use of our own land, we can make use of all our things together, not sharing with other parts of the world or the country. And now, look at now, everyone is together. We are all united. Even the education, even the work. You can work from, example, I'm from Bandung. I can work anywhere else in any part of Indonesia. There is no hindrance of stopping me working. It shows that we are all united already. We all respect each other. Thank you.
Thank
very
you,
much.
Toastmaster Yusuf. Okay.
Okay, maybe there's a part that I agree with Toastmaster Yusuf. With the technological advancement, I think it should be make us more united. But the reality, as we can see today in the social media, in the news, there are a lot of different opinion in Indonesian citizen. As it can be seen in the content in the social media, in TikTok and Instagram, if we see the comments in several posts, there were a lot of debate from the netizen, specifically maybe for the political situation in Indonesia and also economic condition in Indonesia. And I think the technological advancement make our opinion become a different, and also in this economy, because several things that happen in Indonesia, it makes us not more united than us in 20 years ago. And also, if I'm not mistaken, in the 20 years ago, the demonstration and also the clash between Indonesian citizens is not as much as today. So I think the disagree part with Toastmaster Yusuf is because, as what I see in my observation, the situation is not more united in nowadays than in the 20 years ago. And also, as we can see, there's a lot of demonstration, and also there are a lot of opinion in the social media, in the news, which kindly looks us like a separate, not more united. I think that's it for me.
Okay, maybe do you want to clarify, Toastmaster Yusuf, about the
Yes.
counter from Toastmaster Afif?
Yes. I think I see it from a different eyes. The demonstration nowadays is not about fighting. I am Sundanese, you are Japanese. We are fighting with each other. No, we are not doing that anymore. We are all working together. We want to make Indonesia better. We demonstrate to the government not because of that, but because we want to make all of us living in peaceful and integrity. I didn't see any racial fighting between each suku in Indonesia, right? Everyone is now working together. Even a Japanese and a Maduris, they live together, they work together easily, they go to the same university together. There's no fighting. We are fighting with the government, not with each other. We want to make the people living in peaceful and happy environment. I see that there are many demonstrations. Yes, you are right. But the demonstration is for all of us, not for one part of Indonesia. So ladies and gentlemen, I believe that we all fighting each other to make it together. Thank you very much. Back to you.
Thank you so much, DTM Yusuf, and also Toastmaster Afif. Wow, such a counterpart idea, both of you guys. We have a different perspective that maybe Indonesia will have the bright future, but on another side, we have a lot of the concern that right now is coming up in our governments. But hope in this 81 independent of Indonesia, we pray together to have the bright future of Indonesia together. And for the last session, this is our opportunity to our guests. Maybe is there someone from our guests who want to try? I will try to ask maybe guest Pharaoh. Hi, guest Pharaoh. Do you want to try the table topic debate?
Yes, of course. Thank you.
Okay, so you accept the challenge?
Okay, no problem.
Okay, and then for the another part, I will ask Toastmaster Ellen. Toastmaster Ellen, are you ready and want to join? Toastmaster Ellen? Okay, I think Toastmaster Ellen already leave. So I will call the another speaker. I saw guest Yos Pitarso. Hello,
Yes.
Toastmaster Yos. You want to try this last session?
Sure.
Okay, so let's start the debate. So
Am I contra or pro?
I will decide. Okay. I will recall you again. So the first speaker will share the idea, and then the second speaker you need to counter the idea, and then you need to choose with a new idea, and then back to the first speaker you need to counter the second idea. Okay,
Okay.
understood?
So I'm the contra?
I think for Toastmaster Yos, yes, and then the soon to be Toastmaster. Pardon? Okay, wait. This is the question. So for guess, mana ini? Ya Allah. Okay, so for Toastmaster Yos, it will be say yes, and our guest, I'm sorry, I forgot your name.
Pero
Oh,
Febo is her
Pharaoh,
name.
yeah. Our guest Pharaoh, you will say not necessary. Okay. The question is buying Indonesian product an act of the patriotism?
For me, yes, because if we buying the Indonesia product, like actually having Miyako dispenser or maybe water pump Shimizu or maybe buying a SMK car and everything they make in Indonesia is a good idea because we will actually express love of our country, Indonesia. Just like American use their product like Chevrolet and Europe use their product like Germany using the Mercedes. It's just like that. Very simple. We could we could buy Indonesian product to increase our patriotism and our nationalism. That's all I could say.
Okay, now soon to be Toastmaster Vero, do you want to counter soon to be Toastmaster Yos' opinion?
Okay.
I still guess, but it's okay. I will soon be a Toastmaster.
Soon to be Toastmaster Vero, it's time to counter
Okay,
the idea
it's my
and then
time.
bring your
All right. Thank you so much, Toastmaster. Oh, guest Yos Pitarso. So nice to meet you. I think
Yes.
it's true that it's an act of patriotism, but we should define, okay, what type of products that we have to support. I mean, if that product is made from another country and then came to our country, so it's like an imported and then stamp made in Indonesia. How do we know that that exactly made in by our Indonesian people? Okay, so we have to define first, is that an imported goods, but then stamped made in Indonesia? Okay, and then the second one is, how does it import? I mean, is that company pay liable taxes? Or do they actually exempt taxes? Does that product contribute a lot of taxes to our country? If not, then why should we buy those products? I mean, if you buy that product and we bring the ban and says to ourselves and to many people that, hey, this is an act of patriotism, yes, but where's the money go? I mean, how about the taxes? How about their employee? Do they employ our Indonesian people? So we should define first. We must make a parameter or like a measurement of what kind of Indonesian product that we have to support as an act of patriotism. But I really support your idea. Yes, of course.
Okay, thank you. You may be right, but if the product actually is made by collaboration, it's okay. If it's actually collaboration from other country, example like actually KF-21 Guam, if you never hear of that, it's okay. It's actually joint between South Korea and Indonesia, and there is also the joint product from other country like newest EV that actually made by Wuling Island, made by China and Indonesia joined together, and there's a historical like Japan and Indonesia making Kijang. Yeah, the national car. It's okay. But sometimes it's not fully important because there's a collaboration between the two countries, making a bilateral unit. It still counts as patronyms because it's still Indonesia still involved. If in something that involves Indonesia directly, that's still called the patriotism. Like actually joint project that's still ongoing until today. That's all I could say.
Okay, thank you so much, soon to be Toastmaster Yours and soon to be Toastmaster Pharaoh. Yeah, buy some of the product as part of the nationalism, but some of them also need to be qualified to us to buy. But we need also to have the production in our Indonesia, so we don't have depending to the outside product as well. Thank you so much for everyone, guys. It's such amazing and engaging, and then it's so hot because I can receive a lot of the idea from you guys, because Indonesia coming from a lot of the idea in our patriot last 81 years ago, and I hope it will be bring Indonesia as the bright in the future. As a table topic master, tonight I will close this session with some quote. Let me share. I have a question for you guys. So right now in the 81 anniversary of Indonesia, is Indonesia truly independent? It's depend on you. Yes, I believe and I hope everyone believe with a lot of the struggle that we have right now in economic, in our internal or maybe the global, and we hope and pray Indonesia will be alive after we die. And I will ask our timer to report the session. Toastmaster Faisal.
Wow, what a very heat discussion between the pro and con sides. I would like to congratulate to all speakers because they managed to deliver their speech during the debate in a unique topics that already Toastmaster table topic Toastmaster Dede already prepared. So I would like to announce that all pairs of speaker are eligible to be voted since their total speech are less than 6 minutes. So congrats to all pair of speakers. Back to you, Toastmaster of meeting, Toastmaster Ines.
Wow, we saw patient there. We saw quick thinking. So here's the beautiful thing about our session today. I think tonight give us answer like freedom doesn't mean everyone has to think like you. True independence means having the courage to voice your opinion and the maturity to listen to the opposition without taking it personally. Thank you so much, Toastmaster Dede. I would like to call our ballot counter, Toastmaster Rania,
Yeah.
to share the link.
So that was a very intellectually engaging debate session. Everyone, please go to the link I've sent so you can cast your votes and choose your favorite table topic speaker. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rania. I would like to call Toastmaster Noval to take a picture of us.
Okay, are you ready to take a picture? Okay, I will set my view to the view gallery. Okay, are you ready? Please, please on cam all. Okay, picture will be taken in 3, 2, 1. Smile. Second attempt. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Smile. One more again. One more again. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Smile. Okay, back to you, Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Ines.
Thank you, Toastmaster Noval. Now we will move to our next session. I would like to call our GE General Evaluator, Toastmaster Winda. Toastmaster Winda, the screen is yours.
Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Ines, Toastmasters of the meeting. In this session, we come to the heart of Toastmasters meeting, that is evaluation. This session, the purpose of this session is for us to always improve our communication skill, whether we are the speaker or we are the participant, that what can we learn from the evaluators. For the first evaluator, please welcome Toastmaster Donna, who will give her evaluation for Toastmaster Andika. Toastmaster Donna, the screen is yours.
Thank you to our general evaluator, Toastmaster Winda. Toastmaster Andika. This afternoon, my Korean student who could not speak any English or Indonesian asked me about cookies over Google Translate. She asked, when we ask Are there cookies in the jar? Why do we ask it like there are no cookies? What if there are cookies? I just sat there. I don't know how to answer her. So even though at such different places, such different times, such different circumstances, Toastmaster Andika gave us a story full of contrast, full of emotions, full of the actual embarrassment of trying to learn as an adult. He started with great images of regional initiatives at work, setting the stage of getting used to ease and fluency in English, which he's spoken all his life. Then he gave us this turning point of struggling during lunch with coworkers. It wasn't just about speaking Chinese, but about the fear of looking foolish, which we'll have to do as a learner. Thank you for being vulnerable with us. It's a difficult thing to start trying after keeping your ears and reputation for decades. I'd like to share with us some of the things that I really like about Toastmaster Andika's speech. First, it was riveting. It was expressive. The angry taxi driver, the angry waitress. I did not look away the whole time. I was writing notes and I'm like, wow, what's gonna happen next? I always wanted to know. Adjusting to life abroad, the contrast between you inside and outside of work. It gave me so much awe watching it. It was full of quotes too. Learning leaves evidence that you don't know. Protecting ourselves prevents us from meeting the person we can be. Second is the structure. There were 3 thirds. First is the setup. The second is the conflict of being flustered. And third, the message and call to action, all of which contain a story and a substructure, which are the first story, the analysis of that story, the next story, the big realization, and segue into the next segment. But let's see how we can improve this even better. First is the actionable advice. We got to think. It was beautiful, but what's in it for us? If only there were practical suggestions to overcome shame as an adult learner. Are there other areas in life that are similar to showing Google Translate to someone we're talking to? Second, visible change. At the end, because overcoming shame as an adult learner is hard, and the end was just looking up something, is there a stronger contrast that we can show? To challenge, I want to see a stronger how-to. What are the things that you overtly notice in the process of overcoming yourself? So to close and to quote Toastmaster Andika said, when did you decide you're no longer allowed to be unfinished? We should open up ourselves to becoming a better person. Thank you. Back to Gerald Bellwater.
Wow, thank you, Toastmaster Dona. What a comprehensive and also insightful feedback that of us can learn from Toastmaster Dona. Next, for the next evaluator, please welcome Toastmaster Yuni, who will give her evaluation for Toastmaster Tegar. Toastmaster Yuni, the screen is yours.
Leadership is an actions, not a positions. So when Toastmaster Tegar mentions, I don't need a title to share us his leadership style, I might say he hit the purpose of the speech. What I really like the most from his speech is the storyline. He brought us a very smooth story from the first thing about his understanding about and his opinion about what kind of leadership is, what leadership mean is him in his opinion. Then he thought, a good leader just like Mr. Nadiem Makarim. He is the founder of Gojek. Then he moved softly into what he's finding about his leadership style, which is coaching, and innovative leadership thanks to Toastmasters. Then he moves again. That analytics might be right because according to his story, his experience while coaching Budi, he experienced that where he can make a better Budi by building a bridge, coaching him. The second thing I like the most from his speech is his standing pose. It has been captivating from the beginning. His gesture and smile. Last, the message. His message about be the bridge and coach them. No matter who face, anyone you face someone in it, be the bridge. Toastmasters Tegar, you might want to work more with the vocal variety then. Play with your tone. You can use high tone, low tone, whisper, and utilize your smile more. I know that you are a smiley person, but not every occasion that we can put the smile in it. You can use your curiosity face. You can use another facial expression. Last but not least, sometimes title is the first impressions to impress the speaker. When you said your title, I don't need a title, the question mark title can be more captivating. When you said, do I need the title? No, I don't. As your closing part. All in all, good storyline, good gesture, good smile, good message will be much more hit the spot with a good vocal variety. Back to you.
Wow, amazing. Thank you, Toastmaster Uni. That was a spot on and hit feedback for Toastmaster Tegar. And I'm sure not only Toastmaster Tegar, but also all the participants here will learn from your evaluation. The next evaluator is Toastmaster Sony, who will give his evaluation for Toastmaster Leonie. Toastmaster Sony, the screen is yours.
Toastmaster Leonie, I think the story will be engaging if you told us your fourth heartbreak. Or maybe you can tell me in person what's your fourth heartbreak. I think that will be more engaging. Well, but anyway, let's give a huge applause to Toastmaster Leonie, who brings us the 3 heartbroken stories tonight. Wow. I forgot to mention that the purpose of this speech is to inspire us with the story. And I think Toastmaster Leonie did match the purpose very well. I can say that the story is smooth from one heartbroken to another, from romance heartbroken, friendship heartbroken, and then the grief, the last part. That was perfectly inspiring us. And I can say, and this time, I would like to give the 3 types of feedback. The first one is what I like from Toastmaster Leonie's speech. During the speech, she chose the words perfectly. I can hear some poetic words and some descriptive language that can make us, the audience, immersed to her stories. Not only just listening, but we got brought scene by scene. Plus, the second point is her vocal variety, that we can feel the emotions in her voice. That's wonderful. And the last one that I like, that the story, Toastmaster Leonie composed the story in a slow burn. She put the example, the feeling of the heartbroken goes deeper and deeper. Its layer from the romantic, the friendship, and the ultimate heartbroken one, the grieving. And I think that was super inspiring on how we can achieve that. Thank you so much. Now it's my turn to make your story more inspiring. As I enjoyed the scene by scene, I felt that these three heartbroken stories are a bit disconnected and too short. And to improve that, I can suggest three things. First, Toastmaster Leonie can add more contrast on his story. Each stories can explore more about what they feel, how the second heartbroken compared to the first one, and so on. Plus, you can use it as a transition to make your stories even smoother. The second, I heard that on your summary, Toastmaster Leonie only mentioned the first two stories. It will be better if you explore more on the first two so that we can remember what they are. And the third, well, where we love how you can bring us deep on your third story. I would love to hear that your closing is going up again to uplift us more, to empower us more, instead of ending with the complete heartbroken. And to challenge yourself, I challenge you to deliver the story in a non-linear structure. You can say like, I have three person that I like, and each them give the heartbroken, and put them in turn. But all in all, create inspiring stories by adding more contrast and delivering in non-linear structure. The story will be more inspiring. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sonny. What a detailed feedback that we can also learn from you to become a better speaker. Next, please welcome Toastmaster Faisal as the timer to give the time report for the evaluators.
Okay. Thank you to all evaluator for your evaluation. So hopefully all speaker and also us can improve our speech in the next opportunity. So based on my timer record, I would like to announce that unfortunately, Toastmaster Donna and Toastmaster Sonny ineligible to be voted since they are exceeded the 3 minute and 30-second time limit. And congrats to Toastmaster Uni, you are eligible to be voted since you spoke for less than 3 minutes and 30 seconds. That's all the report from my side. Hopefully all the evaluator will consider the timing on their next opportunity. So back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Faisal, for the detailed timer report. So as we can see that the only eligible is Toastmaster Uni. So it means that we don't have to.
Yes, we don't need to vote.
We don't need to vote. Okay. Thank you. Well, then the next session will be me as the general evaluator. So let me share my screen. Yeah, all right. I'm sure that all of you enjoy our meeting tonight. Just like the theme, red, white, and united, this is my evaluation. The first one, what went well? I always love to come to this meeting because before we start the meeting, there will be a small chit-chat conversation that make us welcome and also want to come back to the next meeting. And Mr. President already explained about Toastmasters, so all of us, and also including the guests, can know what Toastmasters is. And also Toastmaster Ines as Toastmasters of the meeting. She explained very well the meeting and also introduced the question, the word of the day. And then all role takers, from the speakers, evaluators, they are very inspiring to give us some insights and also lesson message. And also the evaluators give us detailed feedback that we can always learn from them. And also the role taker from SAE, Toastmaster Noval, Tom, Toastmaster Ines, Toastmaster Dede as Table Topic Master, Timer, Toastmaster Faisal, and also Ballot Counter Toastmaster Rani. All of you are doing great job. And for the table topic session, Toastmaster Dede, wow, I really love your session. It's not easy to think spontaneously and being in debate. Thank you, Toastmaster Dede, for engaging session. And also thank you, Toastmaster Ines, for always encourage the participant to answer the question of the day between the session, so it can make the meeting more interactive. For the room of improvement, I have two suggestions. First, the meeting. I noticed that the meeting started slightly later than scheduled. We should start the meeting at 6:55, but we start the meeting at 6:59. Perhaps it because of we get so much fun in the chit chat. So perhaps for the next meeting, we can be more punctual. And also, perhaps participants could be encouraged to turn on their cameras more often, so it will be more interactive and also more engaging. That's all for the report general from me as a general evaluation. I hope to see you in our next meeting. So, back to you, Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Ines. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Winda. And a huge thank you to everyone who took a role tonight and to our brave speakers. It has been a privilege to serve as your Toastmaster today, and this meeting is now adjourned. As we close this meeting, I now hand over to the floor back to our President, Toastmaster Sonny. Thank you.
Can we invite our ballot counter?
All right, the Hall of Fame. Okay.
Yes. Thank you.
I forgot, sorry. I would like to invite our ballot counter, Toastmaster Rania, for Hall of Fame.
Okay, so now it's time for the Hall of Fame. Oh my God. Let me share my screen first. Oops. Okay, is my screen visible?
Yes.
All right. So now it's time to announce the winners for tonight. Now, for the first segment is the best prepared speakers, and the first winner is Toastmaster Andika. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Andika.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Andika.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Andika.
Thank you so much, Yos.
Okay. Can I move on to the next one?
Wait, take pictures before. Okay. That's Mr. Andika taking your picture in 3, 2, 1. All right.
Okay, congratulations again, Toastmaster Andika. And we also have a second winner for this segment as well, because there are voting tie. So the second speaker is Toastmaster Tagar. Congratulations.
Congratulations, Tagar.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Tagar.
I'll be taking your picture in 3, 2, 1. Okay, all done.
Okay, congratulations for the prepared speakers. And now, moving on to the best table topic speaker. Congratulations, Toastmaster Taufik.
Congratulations,
Thank you,
Toastmaster
everyone.
Taufik.
Terima kasih.
Okay, taking your picture in 3. Oh my god. Why did I remove? Okay, taking a picture in 3, 2, 1. All right, all done.
Thank you.
Okay, and now last but not least, the best evaluator is visiting Toastmaster Uni. Congratulations.
Congratulations,
Yeah,
Toastmaster Dani.
congratulations.
Yeah, everyone.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Yuni.
Thank you, everyone.
Are we going to take a picture of Toastmaster Uni?
I have. Okay, wait. Taking a picture in 3, 2, 1. All right, all done.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Naufal, is it? Yep. Okay, now we can close the meeting. I would like to hand over to our president, Toastmaster Sonny. Thank you.
Thank you, but it's not me yet. I would like to hand over to our VPO.
Oh, VPO.
And then
Apa, it's your turn or me to our SAS colleague?
Okay, you could lead the session for tonight.
Okay, thank you. Thank you everyone for this meeting. Before that, how this meeting, guys, is very engaging and very insightful to you all.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Okay, after that, I will pick up one random participant, one member, and one guest. Maybe I want to pick up member. I will pick up who can speak. Toastmaster Intan or Toastmaster Alfat. Are you there? Toastmaster Intan.
Hi, Toastmaster Noval. Hi, everyone.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I have one question for you. What's
Yes.
one idea or two insight that you get from tonight's speech? You can choose the insight from randomly speaker. For example, you now get the insight from Toastmaster Andika, you get insight from Toastmaster Vegar, and any more. You can share the insight you get from this meeting.
Okay, thank you for asking the question. Actually, I didn't attend full for the session, but I catch up for several speakers that really inspiring. I think Toastmaster Andika sharing about something that's relevant with the topic itself, and many of the audience also appreciate his speech at that moment. I think what I learned about this meeting is about the speech itself, the body gesture, and at the how influencing skill that speaker deliver. But for the content, actually, I didn't fully attend at this meeting. But hopefully, in the next meeting, I can fully put my full attention for the speech itself. Hopefully, it's answered the question, TM Novel.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster Intan, for your answer. Maybe I want choose one guess. Yes. Lady Shakila, are you there? Hello, yes, Lady Shakila.
Can we laugh or something?
Okay, maybe she away. And I want to choose guess Vero. Are you there? Okay. I want have I have one question for you. From this meeting, what this meaningful word are you have remember in this meeting? And your what very meaningful word in this meeting in this speech.
Come again? I'm not
Okay.
quite sure. What did you
But
ask me?
what very meaningful word do you get from this meeting? Or you get
Oh,
from this meeting?
okay. Yes, I'm very thankful for having new friends. Hi, guys, Yos Pitarso.
Oh, hi. Hello.
My goodness, Thank you so much for having debate with me, because that is a very good point of standing. And also thank you so much, Pak Naufal, for giving us the platform. I've got a best time in my life. That's from me.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Vero. Okay, one member and one guest has been talking about what the insight and meaningful work from this meeting. I will hand over the screen to our group president, Tosma Sony. Tosma Sony, the screen is yours.
Wait a minute, I'm sharing my screen. Hold on. Oh. Okay, wait. Sorry, I think I clicked wrong button. Aha, here you go. Hello, thank you. Happy morning, everyone.
Happy morning.
You're still in the spirit of independence, right? I hope you're still.
Yes, yes, yes.
I hope you're still in the full spirit, and I would like to give a shout out, congratulations, and thank you to our Toastmaster of the meeting, Toastmaster Ines, who has delivered tonight's session with a full of energy, joyful, and also bringing the audience interaction by keep asking question of the day, and I hope that from today's meeting we can learn how to love our nation more, despite of the heartbroken. Yeah. Well, anyway, before we close the meeting, let me give you some announcement. So I'd like to congratulate one of our member, Toastmaster Sheila, who has just completed her level 1 of persuasive influence. Let us congratulate Toastmaster Sheila together. Woohoo!
Congratulations, Toastmaster Sheila.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Sheila.
Yeah, unfortunately, she's not here, but hopefully she will listen in the recording. And I would like to also introduce the newest committee member, which is no other than our general evaluator earlier, Toastmaster Winda, who has joined membership committee, helping Toastmaster Bebe to handle the guests and members. Wow, congratulations, Toastmaster Winda, and welcome to the membership team. Yay!
Congratulations, Toastmaster Winda.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Toastmaster Winda. You did good job today.
Yeah, he did great job as a general evaluator as well. Next week, we are still going to meet online, and we will together break through our comfort zone with the topic beyond the comfort zone. So make sure you join us online again at the same time, 7 to 9 p.m. And we will have fun together.
Last night at the age of 26. Sydney's brother Austin and her mother.
And that's all. If you have more questions about SGBD Toastmasters, or for those guests, if you really want to convert yourself to be a member, you can ask our Vice President of Membership, Toastmaster Beatrix, by scanning the QR code here to chat her directly, or you can also read more information on our link tree. Now, it's time for me to close the meeting. As usual, let's later say happy morning together, okay? Now, with the power vested in me, I'd like to adjourn this meeting by saying happy morning.
Happy morning.
Thank you everyone for coming.